Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Board Game Barbecue podcast. This is episode 360, brought to you by Advent Games, More Than Meeples, and our glorious Patreons. I'm Dana Banana, and I'm joined today by Conor.
Hello, Dana. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
That was super professional. That's like how I greet my co-workers at work. How are you? How was your weekend? I'm glad you're doing well.
Well, you know what? I couldn't think of anything smart to say. Like I was going to try to think of something stupid.
That's so unusual. I tell you what, it really has run dry since I moved. Like it's a Sasquatch from the outback. Like, not anymore. It's a Sasquatch in the city.
I need to just
and people are scared of him on public transport. No, that's not true.
Finding on something else. Okay. And I didn't want to use the brother from another mother thing with with your friend.
What?
With your friend,
Oh,
Tom.
Sure. Yes. Wait. No, the joke is he's my husband. Like platonic husband.
Okay, yeah, but brother from another mother is kind
of
thing.
That's weird. That's weird because that would be weird if he's my brother and my husband.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Meanwhile, our other member is pissing himself.
I'm just waiting for an introduction here.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Jules.
Hello.
Well, you're living your best life, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. And I thought it's befitting we have Conor on this episode, given that this number is an important one in the world of mathematics.
Yes, full circle, a revolution, which That's my kids have in class every week. They somehow plot a revolution, and I'm not even like a history teacher. Yeah, it's cool. I actually didn't twig that. I was like, oh, it's another multiple of 10 and 5 and 2.
Yes.
And even 3 and 12.
Oh.
No, it's not a multiple of 12. I think I'm wrong. It is. It is multiple of 12.
It is.
30. Yeah.
Somehow this podcast just got really lame.
Don't say, I didn't have anything to say, because then you leave it to me and it stops being funny. Like it just starts being crap.
Oh my God. Okay, Conor, let's hear about what you've been playing because...
Oh, nothing. No, I haven't been playing anything.
No,
I thought you guys were...
It's this long list and I just end up leaving these episodes so jealous and kick the dirt. So come on.
So I think, have you played this? Have you played Scoville? I think Jules has played. Actually, I heard about it from Jules.
Yes.
Are you interested in Scoville at all?
I haven't even thought about Scoville. Sorry.
Do you like spicy stuff?
I like chili, but it's never appealed to me really. But I'll try and stay awake while you talk about it.
All right, yeah. I'll make sure it's not talking about a 360-degree circle of classroom revolutions. So, it's effectively a pick-up and delivery game where you are at the same time cultivating a yard or a paddock of chilies. So you and your opponents. But where the crux of the game is this process of harvesting where you are moving 3 spots. And when you move in between 2 chilies, you harvest a particular chili. And then depending on the chili it is, you might get so the base ones are, so think of the colors, so the primary colors, so the color wheel, so the base colors of red, blue, and yellow. And if you move between a red and a blue, you get a purple chili. If you move between a yellow and a blue, you get a green chili, and so on and so forth. If you move between 2 of the same colors, you get 2 of those chilies. And then you have an opportunity to plant them. So you can plant them in a location. So there's really a fair bit of forward planning with that, because what you are then doing is you are all competing for the same recipes of hot sauce. And they've got really great names, right? Like, Rusty Frank's super backyard hot sauce and stuff like this, and like just really stupid names. So yeah, it's really quick as well. It can play, I believe, up to 6. Jules, what's the most you've played it at?
From memory, I played it at 4-player. I could be wrong, but it was definitely at least 4.
Yeah. So we were the same. So we played at 4. and it became super tight. We played it with the it's either an expansion or a mini expansion. So you get a
Okay.
lab where you can, if you wish. So this is cool, Jules. So what you can do is you can, rather than planting, so along with planting in the paddock, you can also plant it in your lab. And when you plant two chilies next to each other, it's like as if you are walking through them. So you're harvesting that way. So it's really cool. So that's just for you. But at the same time, you are then potentially only doing it once.
Right.
So it can become a little bit, you have to really work out which chilies you want to put in there. So it's really fun. Like I said, if you're looking for a pick up and delivery game that's incredibly tight, incredibly quick, it really starts to fly through when you start fulfilling these orders. I just thought it was really fun. I was really interested to try it, and it was just a whole lot of fun. And the competition for spots and therefore swearing at people for taking those spots is quite delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's a good word.
You like
To
that?
describe it.
Yeah.
I find pick up and deliver games really boring. I don't know why, but they're just very repetitive. I don't know whether you guys find that. Do you find that with pick up and deliver games?
I guess maybe it's hard for me to say. I haven't played a heap of them, but the ones I have, they've had quite high interaction where you can disrupt other people. It's not just doing your own thing and picking up and delivering things. I really like Scoville because all the chilies planted collectively, anyone can utilize them.
Yeah.
Which you're not building your own little chili farm. It's one collective, but you can block each other's roots depending on what people are trying to crossbreed. Yeah, it's very, very clever.
Yeah.
And you can also then use their chilies to benefit you.
Mm-hmm.
So there are, I'm just going off the top of my head, I believe there's 5 different levels of chilies that you can get. One of them is the brown chili, which isn't really useful until you get to the 4th level of, there's 5, until you get to the 4th level of chili, where you get multiples of the black and the white chilies, which are many, many, many of the high scoring recipes that you need to get. You need to have these white or black chilies, and they take a long time to cultivate because you have to make a so like a purple, green, or yellow chili, and then you have to then breed that. Sorry, purple, green, or orange chili, and then you have to breed that with either the same color or a different color. So it becomes a little bit difficult there. But we only played it once. Like I said, 4-player, and it was a whole lot of fun. I loved mucking with other people and other people mucking with me, and then completing those. Like it was a really tight swing at one point. Someone didn't have the chili that they needed, or turn order meant that they couldn't grab it, and it was effectively like a 20-point swing, and they lost because they didn't have the right chili. Yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah, it sounds good. You've piqued my interest. And I looked at the artwork, and of course, it's got that lovely Vincent Dutrait artwork on the front.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, makes it stand out. So, yeah, definitely going to look at that one. What have you been playing, Jules?
I've been returning to some old favorites that we haven't heard on the podcast for a long time. On the last game day, I set aside a box of a few games in the library that I'd either not played or haven't played for a very long time. And one of those was Aquatica.
Oh, man, this game.
Yeah. Have you played Aquatica, Dana?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. It had probably been at least 2, maybe 3 years since I'd played Aquatica. And it was actually kind of fun when I pulled it out of the box. I didn't realize our library copy had the Cold Waters expansion in it too.
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
So that was a nice bonus. But yeah, Aquatica is a banger game. It is really, really easy to pick up. If you've never played Aquatica, it is a game where you have a deck of 6 cards, maybe 7 if you're using a module, and you use those cards one at a time to take actions. And those actions revolve around either buying more cards to add to your deck or buying locations. And what the locations have is a bunch of benefits listed on the left-hand side of it. And you actually slot the cards into a board. And as you slide the cards up, you get to utilize benefits to either give yourself more money to buy locations or more might to conquer locations. And then there's abilities to make the other cards slide up. And you've got five different locations you can hold in your board at any one given time. And this game is just all about combos. So you have these turns where you go, okay, I'm going to play this card, which allows me to buy a location, and it gives me 1 gold. But I'll slide this card up, which gives me another 2. I'll slide this one, gives me another 1. Then I can buy this location with 4. I'll slot that in, and then I can move it immediately to push this other location up 2 spots, which then allows me to push that one more, which allows me to finish this location that I've fully slid in. And you start to get all these combos going off, which is just super, super fun. And I forgot how quick the game can be, especially if you're playing with the base objectives printed on the board. It flew by so fast because you have these mantas that are actually plastic manta ray sea creatures, and they have little bonuses on them that you can flip over and utilize during any of your actions. And as you complete objectives, for example, scoring a certain number of locations, having a certain number of cards in your hand, as you build your hand up more and more, you start to put those mantas out to claim, the most leftmost available spot on the track, which will have more points, and it goes down the later you are in completing it. But yeah, I had a blast playing this, and we incorporated the expansion in the second play because the first one went so quickly, where it just adds more leaders, more location cards. It has a bit more interaction with some of the locations, force your opponents to flip over their mantas they haven't used, which is kind of cool. And
you would hate that. You would hate
that. I actually didn't use it very much, surprisingly, but there's one more piece of the expansion I haven't used, which actually eliminates those objectives altogether, and it has a tribal board. So it has a completely different way to sort of play the game in a different deck. So I haven't tried that yet, but Aquatica is just such a satisfying game of trying to line up those combos and slide those cards up your board and then score them. It's fantastic, really well produced. I don't really know if it's in print anymore, but if you can find I could be wrong. Maybe it is. It's just a game I've not really heard people talk about a lot.
I'm sure it is because there was an expansion that didn't come out that long ago.
Yeah, and there's the Duo one too.
The Duo, Aquatica Duellum is being released. It's coming out. Actually, I think it's available now. I think.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, in that case, that's great because Aquatica is a game you should absolutely try if you love combos or setting up for big combo turns. So I had a blast playing that again. Really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Did you play with Kieran?
Yes. Yep.
What did Kieran think of it?
Yeah, she really enjoyed it. It was great.
Do you go easy on her?
No, not at all. Oh. She lost by 1 point on the first game, and I won't talk about what happened on the second game.
She won.
You just violated her, didn't
you? Yeah, she did not. I got this card that was so good. It allows you to play a location from the discard for free.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can push a card all the way to the end of the track. And yeah, being able to fish out some of the really expensive locations from the deck that immediately let me start comboing things together was pretty strong. So anyway, we had fun.
Like, do you boast, or like, are you, do you rub it in afterwards?
No, don't rub it in. But she beat me in the first game we played, which is a different one, and we'll talk about that soon.
Okay, well, go on, talk about it.
Okay, well, soon is now. So this was one I haven't actually played before. I know, Dana, you probably love it, and I know a lot of people in the community love it. It's Calico.
Yes. Oh, God.
I haven't actually played it. It's just one of those games that's passed me by for whatever reason. But Kieran said she wants some more cute games to play. So that was one of the ones we pulled out.
Man, that game's anything but, man. That is nasty.
I know. This one really does your head in. So Calico is very similar to Cascadia if you've ever played it. It's like multi-layered puzzles put on top of each other using hex tiles. But instead of Cascadia, where you can sort of sprawl and build however you want, you have a board in a confined space in which to place those tiles. So in Calico, what you're trying to do is create groups of at least 3 colors on these tiles to put buttons, which score you bonus points. And you also have these objectives that are preceded on your board, in which they ask for a certain arrangement of colors and patterns to be around them. You can do one or the other, but you score less points if you only do one or the other, or more points if you manage to do both. And both is very, very hard. You're going to have 2 tiles in your hand, and there'll be a market of tiles out there. All you're doing is play one, pick up one, and go on to the next turn. But on top of that is if you manage to create groupings of a pattern, ignoring the color, you get to attract cats onto the quilt that you're building. So you're trying to manage colors around objectives, colors grouped together for buttons, as well as patterns for objectives and attracting cats all at the same time. And that doesn't sound complicated, but when it's such a confined board and the board itself has pre-printed tiles around that you can immediately start interacting with as well, it becomes an absolute headache of a puzzle very, very quickly. But it's very cleverly designed, and it looks really great once you've filled out the whole board. But man, I can see moments where you're waiting for a particular color or pattern to come out and it just never comes out and you get absolutely screwed. I can see that being a problem with the game, but it was still heaps of fun. It didn't happen to either of us, but I thought about afterwards because Kieran was waiting for a particular color, and if it never came out, she probably would have lost the game. But it came out and it was a big point swing for her, which was great. But yeah, Calico looks stunning. I probably prefer Cascadia, if I'm being honest, but certainly appreciated the cleverness of the game.
I do own Calico and I do enjoy it, but I have the same problem that you describe, is that you often, because you've got the 3 main objectives that you're trying to complete, and often that last one, it's just really lucky if you happen to get that right color tile or the right pattern, and it can be a little bit frustrating. And I think that's what they tried to sort of not fix, because it's a different game, but in Knitting Circle, there are opportunities for you to sort of search through the bag for a particular type of knit that you need.
I think that's I mean, it is pretty brutal, but a lot of those drafting games, a lot of those drafting games, you get to see what the options are beforehand, whereas with Calico, I mean, you do anyway, right? Because you draw them from the bag and it's there. But if you're not in the right turn order, you can really get stitched up, to pardon the pun. But
I can't bring myself to sell it though. Even though I agree, I would much rather play Cascadia or something like that. And I just can't bring myself to sell it because I've got a cat that looks exactly like that.
Cute.
And I just can't bring myself to do it. Yeah. So he's sitting there unplayed, but a beautiful boy. Oh, God. Anyway. Well, I've been playing a family weight game similar to one that you've got on your list, Connor. And this is called Similo. So it's a card game by Horrible Guild, who I think did Railroad Inc. from memory.
Yep.
And it is a very simple family game, but I think it's deceptively clever. So it's a cooperative deduction game where you've got one player giving you clues using illustrated character cards, and then everybody else has to try and guess the secret character in a grid of 12 character cards. And the twist is that your clues are given by other cards. Now, you can use the same deck, but the joy of the game really is when you're mixing decks of cards. And there's different decks with different themes. So, for example, there's a history deck, animals, myths, fables, fairy tales. There's Harry Potter. There's a whole bunch of different decks, and they've all got characters with that theme pictured on them. So imagine if you've got this grid of cards from the history deck, and then your cards that you're using to give clues to the other players are actually all animals. It is, so for example, the secret character might be Napoleon, and you've got a lion, a fox, a beaver, and an otter. And you have to try and give clues as to how your team are going to guess Napoleon.
Oh,
And the
wow.
way you give clues is you either place, and in the first round you're going to play one card, and then the group are going to decide to discard one card from that grid of 12. Then the next time you'll play one card, they have to discard 2. Next time they have to discard 3, then 4, and then in the 5th round there'll be 2 cards left and they have to discard 1. And obviously, if you discard the character that is the chosen character, you lose altogether. And the way that you give clues is the character card that you play. So, for example, I'm trying to guess Napoleon, and I play a lion. I either have to play the lion vertical or I play the lion horizontal. So vertical means that the card is similar to the secret character. Horizontal means it is not similar to the secret character. But it does create a lot of interesting conversations when you can't give any clues at all. There's no talking. You can only just play the card, but you have to try and find some common denominator that you can get with Napoleon and a lion is quite difficult. So is it if you play a turtle sideways, is it going to be because the character's slow, or is it because they have a long life, or whatever? There's all realms of possibilities, but it's very fun. And as I said, the beauty of the game is mixing these decks together. And I thought it was a great little game. It's a great family game and a filler. It's a great little filler game. Very, very simple, nice theme. So yeah, that's Similo.
I have a copy of a Essenspiel deck for Similo at work. I've just never pulled it out and played it, but it actually sounds kind of cool. But this deck is all board games.
My God, we have to play this at PlayCon.
Is that like your
Holy
white
shit.
whale?
Oh, excuse me. I said a swear word. Oh my God, that would be so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to bring it.
Yeah, board game similar. Oh my God, that would be so good. I love that. Yeah, it's really cute. And Connor, it reminds me of the game that you've got listed on the run sheet, which is Dinosaur Tea Party.
So this game, so I'm going to preface this in saying, if you've ever played Guess Who, you've played Dinosaur Tea Party, right?
Okay.
Like, that's a matter of fact. But it is so much better because what happens is you're, rather than playing a 2-player, is you're playing it with how many players you have. So like we played it with 4, and there's a grid of dinosaurs. Anyway, each of the dinosaurs has different features like you would in Guess Who. And it's like they might be wearing a hat, they might be eating cake, but then it's the dinosaur features. They're showing their teeth, they're showing the tail, they've got stripes, they've got spots and all this type of stuff. So you have a secret, got a secret personality or person who you are. And of course, all these dinosaurs have great names like Percy and Gertrude and and Mauve or Maeve and all this stuff. Like, they're really great names. And you're effectively going around and asking, oh, so Dana, are you eating cake? And you look at your thing, knowing full well that you know that you're not eating cake, but you do that anyway. You look at it and go, no. But there's a cool little wrinkle to this where you add little features to characters where it's like they always tell a lie or they alternate. So if that's your character, you have to make sure that you're doing that. So I had one where my answer was always no. So it was like, do you have a hat? No. Are you eating cake? No. And they're like, what? Who could you be then? And like, oh, wait a minute. You're this one that always says no. So it's really, really clever. It's really quick. So we play with Harry, and Harry says that when he plays it with his kids, they put voices on. So it's like, oh, I'm Percy, and yes, I like to have cake and all this stuff. Yeah, so we said the next time we play it, we're going to play it with voices, but it's absolute cracker. It's so good. Super simple. So it's a Restoration Games game. So I believe they've either gone, let's make Guess Who fun and actually a fun game, or they've grabbed an older game and rejigged it. But yeah, it's so good. And the art's fantastic. The dinosaurs having the tea party are just great. You know, who doesn't want to see a Stegosaurus in a top hat? Like,
that sounds great.
I just love the idea of like you blokes, you know, like you're really hairy and everything, playing dinosaur tea party. It's just so funny to me. Oh God, I love that. Oh geez. What have you played any other cute games, Jules?
Yeah. So I don't know if I say this is cute, but it was very, how would I describe this? Quaint, or it has a very relaxing artwork feel to it. It's called 13 Leaves. And this has been published by Cranio. It's so not in their wheelhouse. No. I always associate Cranio with Barrage and other big Euro games. But 13 Leaves is a really clever card game, and it's a card shedding game. You have a deck of cards with these different colored leaves with numbers in a suit. And the way it was taught and described to me, and I still think it is the best way to describe it, it's like a spatial card shedding game. So what you'll be doing is when the table is empty, you can play any number card into the middle. And let's say I play a 5. You automatically form a line of the cards from 1 to 13 is how high they go. So you can play a number to the left or the right of the 5, depending on whether it's higher or lower. But you don't have to play the immediate sequential number. But when you're playing to the side of the number, you always have to match or play more cards than the neighboring number. So if there was a 5 on the table, I could play 4 or lower in one card, or I could double it up. And let's say I put double 3 down next to the 5. Well, then if someone wanted to play lower than the 3, they would have to match that or go higher with the number of cards. So they'd have to play 2 1s or 3 2s, etc. Or you can add to a number as long as you're matching the number of cards already there. So someone could add 2 3s on top of the 2 3s that were played. And effectively, you go around doing this until everybody passes and you wipe the table and start again. You're trying to shed all your cards. But if you can't play or don't want to play, you pass and you take a card from anywhere on the table so you can build up a combination of numbers in your hand. That's effectively the whole game, but there's some really clever nuance as you start to pay attention to what numbers have been played. Because, for example, if that 5 is down at the start of the table and then someone was to play a 7 to the right of it, the number 6 gets skipped. No one can play a 6 until that table gets wiped or someone passes and takes the 7, then it opens up that slot again. It's just a very clever card shedding game, and I really enjoyed the plays of it. It was not at all what I expected, but it was very thinky and very, very clever. And the cards also have little dots on them to show you how many of those numbers exist in the whole deck. It's kind of done like a bell curve. I think there's 2 1s and 2 13s, and it sort of goes higher as you go through the middle order of numbers and then back down again. But yeah, 13 Leaves was really good.
How do you win?
You're trying to get rid of all of your cards.
That's right. Card shatter. Sorry.
Yeah, and so you play multiple rounds until someone hits 20 points, I think. Every card left in your hand is worth 1 point as you play multiple rounds.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it is available. It's a small game. I think it was released... I want to say it was last year. Yeah, it was last year, 2025 it was released. So it didn't come out with a lot of fanfare. It was one I noticed, I think, when I was at Gen Con last year. I didn't end up picking it up, but I think I would like to. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good.
13 Leaves.
Well, I have been playing this game on BGA. It's either just become available or it's about to become available. And it's called Zenith. I don't know if any of you have heard of it.
I have heard of it, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah. So it's a 2-player lane battler. And I tell you what, I've been talking about lane battlers all the time lately. I don't know what it is, but anyway, it's got multi-use cards, tick. So I just love it. Every time I finish playing it, I start another game with someone else. So what this is there are 5 lanes, and each lane corresponds to a planet. So you've got Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and Jupiter from left to right on the board. And then you've got a token of the matching color, and that starts in the middle of the lane. And if you get a token all the way to the end of the lane that's closest to you, you get that token. And then another token gets put in the middle of the lane, and there are 3 win conditions. So there's 3 tokens of the same color, 4 tokens of different colors, or 5 tokens of any color. And so to move the tokens, you have a hand of cards. And what you're going to do is you're going to play this card in one of 3 ways, or play a card from your hand in one of 3 ways. You're going to play it for influence. So influence, generally, you play a card of a color that would be the same color as a particular planet, and it will move that token 1 space towards you. It then has other effects as well that might cost money, or it might ask you to discard cards from your hand to move another token of that color. It might even tell you to remove your opponent's cards from their tableau as well. It's actually there is a little bit of take that in it, but I think it's done very well. When you play a card of a color onto a planet, it has the benefit of the more cards that you build up, the cheaper your future cards become in that particular lane. And you can also play a card for technology. There's a particular resource called Xanthium, which is quite hard to get. However, the benefits are really great. It will give you extra cards, extra money, and money in this game is called credits. And that's how you will have to pay for your cards. And money is quite tight in this game. So you're constantly trying and generate credits or play cards that are very close to the number of cards in your tableau so that they're very cheap. I was initially worried when I played this game because I thought if you get dealt cards that are very expensive at the start, you're going to be in trouble with trying to play cards. But it has the benefit of at the start of the game, if you get dealt a hand of cards that you're not happy with, you can discard them and get a new hand of cards. The other thing that you can use for your the other way that you can use your card is for diplomacy. And this is on a separate board. There are actually 3 different boards. So there's the influence board, the technology board, which I talked about before, and then diplomacy. And each of the cards has a faction. And depending on what faction you play, it will give you money, or it might give you additional cards. It might also give you the leader badge, and you can take the leader badge off your opponent, and that will give you additional benefits when you play a card. And so you're finding this leader badge is pushing and pulling. And this game is really, really good. It's a great game of its type. And as I said, I've talked about lane battlers quite a lot. And I think this is a great, great game. There's a lot of tension in it. And I always find that each game is really tense and it's always different. You have to play to what cards you're getting. And I just think it's a really great game to look out for. So that was Zenith.
Yeah, I remember seeing the artwork for this one. I thought it was actually quite a unique art style. It really kind of grabbed me, and it was a Kickstarter from memory.
I don't actually know.
Or maybe it was straight to retail. I don't remember, but I remember seeing it like, oh, I like this cartoon style. It actually looks really cool.
I actually found out about it at Dicetail West.
There you go.
Someone had a copy at Dicetail West, and that's where I found out about it. And it is on BGA, and I really want to try. It's not available on BGA to do it this way, but they have a 2v2 mode as well, and that sounds really interesting as well. So nice. I'm really looking forward to trying to get my hands on a copy of Zenith. But
Very cool.
What about Fliptoons, Connor? Because I actually have a copy of it, and I have not played it.
Do you just? No, Fliptoons is great. So it's incredibly simple, and actually the premise might not seem like a game initially. You might be like, oh, what's the game in this? But what happens is you have this deck of cards. You start off with 6 cards. You can add cards to it. But effectively, all you're doing is, generally in most cases, you're going to flip up 6 cards in a 2x3 grid, so 2 rows and 3 columns. And depending on which cards you flip up, they will activate certain things and get you certain amount of fame. And fame is the way that you win the game. But where this game is cool is it's effectively a deck builder where you're only ever, or not only ever, because you can sometimes draw more than this, but you're drawing the 6 cards and that's it. You don't even get to look at them before like after you draw them and play them. You literally go, you flip one, that's your top left-hand card. Flip another one, that's your middle. Flip your middle left hand, and so on and so forth. Some cards, depending on where they fall, will give you special bonuses. So, for example, I think it's the donkey. If you flip the donkey and it's in the top row, you get a bonus of 5 fame, but you have to dismiss the donkey. So it's all about hoping. So there's a fair bit of luck involved, but what you can do is you can thin down your deck so that you're only drawing those 6 cards. So that's what I ended up doing. So I ended up thinning down my deck, so I'm only drawing the 6 cards. And the combination and the order that you draw them in then becomes important. But you don't really have control over it. So what I was doing then is I was getting lots of fame, dismissing 1 card so that I'd only have 6. So I might have played this 3 times, maybe 3 or 4 times. And the last time I played was the only time I ever had more than 6 cards in my deck. Every other time, I just had the 6, and it's really cool. It's got that I guess like early 20th century art, that Cuphead. What's the other one that's similar to Cuphead? Vagrant song.
Oh yeah, Vagrant song. Vagrant song.
Yeah. So that type of art. What's the other one? The boss battler one, Jules?
Townsfolk Tussle.
Townsfolk Tussle. So that type of art. So that really sells it. But in the end, there is a lot of randomness involved. So if you're not a fan of randomness, then maybe this game isn't for you, but it's incredibly quick and you do have some control over the randomness. So, for example, if you don't want a card that might potentially flip another card, you don't have to buy it. But those cards are worth a lot of fame. So there's a risk of you either flipping a card too late or too early, not in the right place. But that's like, that's something that you've got to like toss up, right? So yeah, it's really, really cool. I would say give it a go. It's relatively new. And I mean, incredibly simple to play, like so simple. You're flipping cards, decision spaces, which cards you dismiss and which cards you buy. So yeah, Flip Tunes, really cool. If anything, if nothing else, you can just admire the art and the cool, like I said, early 20th century cartoon characters that they use.
That's actually why I bought it. I bought it at the Dice Tower West secondhand board game sale. And it was there and I thought, oh, that looks cool, and picked it up. But now you've made me want to play it. So I have one last game to talk about, which I only played last night. So I've only played it. Was it last night or the night before anyway? And I've only played it once. But it left me wanting more. So that's always a good sign. And that is Black Forest. Once again, the sad story is this game has been collecting dust on my shelf for probably 3 months and I haven't even touched it. So sad, so sad. But it's a Uwe Rosenberg, game. And it looks like a normal Euro game, but I think there's something in it that's really clever. So in this game, you're building up your land in the Black Forest, and you're gathering resources, making glass and constructing buildings, and you're gradually improving your tableau over the course of the game. So it's a worker placement game. You're sending out your worker, and there are a series of roads which cost money to travel along, and then there are little villages. And what I liked about this game is it's actually quite thematic. It's set in medieval times, and when people would make glass, they would actually, when the resources were not plentiful anymore, they would actually move to another village, and so it's actually quite thematic how you would move between these villages. So you're sending out your worker, and wherever you go, you take an action which is on either side of you. So each village has 4 actions that you can take, and there are 4 discs or spaces in between each of those, and you take the action that is on either side of you. Now, that creates a little puzzle because at 4 players, you're competing, obviously, for these spaces, and what's going through your mind is that, okay, I know I need to take these 2 actions, but I actually also need to take the one opposite me next. But you'll often find that players will be in the way of that, and it really can be quite frustrating. And so you have to plan, well, do I try and take that action first to try and block that space from someone else so I can then go and do my next action next? And so that's an interesting puzzle in itself. But what I really loved is this, it's got these 2 resource wheels, and they're really different. So instead of collecting resources in piles, everything is tracked on these rotating dials. And as you take actions and you're gathering materials as you're moving around, you're actually turning the wheels. Sorry, you're moving these tokens forward on the wheel. And depending on where they land, it may activate a wheel because there can't be a particular gap between tokens on either side of a marker on this wheel. And so what that does is it forces the wheel to turn. But here's the catch. When you rotate the wheel, for example, there's a wheel that produces glass. When you rotate the wheel to get that glass, you're often moving away from the position that's giving you more resources. So let's just say, for example, you've got 3 wood and no glass, but you take an action and that causes your wheel to advance 1 step. Well, now you have glass, but now you only have 1 wood. So it's you really have to. This is all about timing. It's not just getting resources and then getting resources to build that thing. It's very much about timing, and sometimes you might inadvertently get a resource, and if you get a resource, you have to take it. But unfortunately, you might get too much of it, which forces this wheel to turn, and then you can't get the glass that you wanted. And I just found it really interesting. It was one of these games which I thought, oh, I really need to try this again because I didn't do particularly well at it. It was a great game, and it reminded me of like an old combination safe, the way this wheel worked. And I just found it very satisfying. It was right up my alley in terms of there was enough interaction that you're sort of blocking spaces. And I would say as well, there wasn't a rush to complete the game. You have to wait until someone's tokens are across a particular point, and it was quite hard to do that. So it took quite a long time in our first game to play this, but it really left me thinking, okay, I really should have done this better, and I really want to play it again. So it was a really interesting game.
I've been hanging out to play this since it released because, I love Uwe's stuff. It's some of my favourite games. But, I had people sort of not poo-poo it, but were like, oh, it's okay. It's not as good as other stuff or whatever. And, I mean, that's a bit hard, right? He's got such high highs.
Well, it's not Agricola.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just different.
Yep, that's cool. I like different.
Yeah. It was just different. So I was a bit worried when I sat down to play Uwe Rosenberg. I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to feed people.
No.
But no, there's no feeding people, which was good. And,
no mating sheep?
No mating sheep.
Oh, poo.
No, it was really good. All right.
Would have been better if you had mating sheep.
Yeah. That would have been a look. I don't want to get into this conversation.
Why just me? Jules is here too.
Very wise.
Oh, God.
What do you talk about in your secret chats with the other members about me, Dan? That's what I want to know.
If only you knew.
Yeah, if only.
If only. This episode is brought to you by Behold Games, Sydney's home for board games, role-playing games and trading card games. Whether you're hunting down that niche board game, deepening your collection, or just looking for a place where your obsession is completely normal, Behold Games has you covered. They stock a great range, run regular events, and organise play, and had a community that genuinely shows up every week. If you're making the trip to Sydney for PlayCon, Behold Games is just a 12-minute walk from the ICC. So head on in Wednesday or Thursday evenings before the con kicks off, or take a break mid-convention to stretch your legs and check out the store. You'll find them at Shop 17, 99 Jones Street in Ultimo. Can't make it in person? You can shop their full range online at beholdgames.com.au. Shipping is Australia-wide. Head to beholdgames.com.au or come in and say hello in store. All right, well, let's talk about sizzles. What has wowed you? I want to know what has wowed you. Jules, tell me something that's wowed you.
All right. A little card game has wowed me that came out 2 years ago or 3 years ago, depending on when it came to Australia. It's called Five Towers. This is a very simple card game that was published by Pegasus Spiel, I believe. And it's kind of a bidding game. So you'll have a market of cards out that have these depictions of tower pieces, and there's 5 different colored towers, and they all have a number on the tower pieces. And what you're trying to do essentially is build the biggest tower for each of your 5 colors to score lots of points. But you have to build it so that what you're trying to do is have the biggest number at the bottom and sequentially order the numbers lower and lower as you ascend up the tower till eventually, ideally, getting a 0 piece which caps off the tower. But obviously, it being random cards that come out in the market, the order of which you collect these cards is not always going to be ideal. And effectively, all you're doing in this game is you get to see the whole market of cards, and starting from the first player, they make a bid. So I might say 2. Now, every player gets to make 1 bid, and what you're bidding on is the number of cards you're going to take. So this is a game where you're pushing how many cards you want to take without taking things that you don't want, if that makes sense. So as an example, there might be 2 zeros, a 5, a 3, and an 8 out in the market. And the 2 0 cards are for tower types you haven't even started building. So if you've got those, you have to play every card that you take. Unless, if you can't legally play it, it goes face down in the scrap pile and you start losing points, and it scales up the more of those that you collect. And so you're trying to predict what other people are going to want to take, but don't put your bid so high that you end up taking stuff that's really punishing for you. And it has a few clever twists in there. So the number 8 card can actually have any other number put on top of it. So you might have a 12 and then an 11 and then an 8, which is all legal, but then the 8 card specifically says you can put whatever you want. So you could reset back to a 10 and then go to a 7, a 6, a 5. So you can add more cards or have the opportunity to add more cards that way. Likewise, I think it was the number 9. It can actually have... the number 9 can actually be put on top of any number. So number 8 can have anything on top of it. Number 9 can be put on top of anything. So you might get all the way down to a 2, put a 9 on top, and suddenly then you can go from 9 back to 7, back to 5, and continue from that number, if that makes sense. So there are some key cards if you get at the right moment, so you can start to make your tower really, really tall, which is cool. And if you manage to cap off the tower with a 0, then it doubles the point value of the tower. So you get a point per card in your tower, but if you cap it off with a 0, it's 2 points per card. But there's also some point scoring between 2 of the tower colors. I think it was the purple and the pink. Yes, that's right. It was the purple and the pink. For every matching pair of numbers you have across those 2 towers. So if you had the 12 in both the purple and the pink, and then a 5 in purple and pink, you get a bonus 3 points for each matching pair of numbers. The sandcastle was kind of cool. You can actually build the sandcastle moving up and place cards moving down. So say you started from an 8 with your sandcastle and you went 8, 5, 3, and then you got the 13. Well, you can actually put that underneath the 8 and go down backwards, if that makes sense. So you can build it from both directions. You don't just have to add to the top. And then there was the scrap tower that when you play one of those cards, you can grab one of the cards you might have collected that you couldn't legally place, pull that from your pile, and then you get to slot it into a place that does fit on your tower to reduce those. So they're quite important. And then there's the tree tower, which was kind of cool. You can burn the top card of your tree tower to take 1 less card than the number that you bid and won. So if I bid 4, I could actually burn the top card of that tower and only take 3 cards instead. So it gives you a bit of flexibility, but you are sacrificing points in order to do that. But also you can't burn a tree tower piece if you're then going to place a tree tower piece back on immediately. So there is a restriction there. I've literally taught you the whole game. That's it. Sandcastle will be built either way. Purple and pink want to have matching numbers across the 2 towers. Scrap ones bring back dead ones you couldn't play, and then the tree lets you take less. But the bidding in this game is just so tense. You just you might see there are 3 cards that are just so perfect for your towers at that given moment, but you know that you might not get the win if you're only bidding 3 out of 5. And so you're debating so hard. Do you push it to 4 or do you just say 5? If someone says 5, they just take everything because no one else can bid higher than 5 in a 4-player game.
Mm.
It was just very delightful, very tense. You get to play through the deck twice because sometimes everyone decides to pass. You just burn the whole thing and move it to the side. You reshuffle that deck and go through it again. You actually play till all cards are placed. And yeah, 5 towers was great. Really simple bidding mechanism, really tight decisions with your towers, trying to figure out what the correct number to bid would be to try and outbid your other players, but don't take a whole bunch of junk. But yeah, loved it. Really want to get a copy of this one.
It the decision space and the choice of where you play things reminds me of Up and Down.
Yes,
how it's like,
said that.
I really don't want to take that card, or I really want to take. There's no bidding in up or down. You're totally behooved to what the player in front of you takes.
Yes.
And yeah, that's when you're like, I don't know if I want to take that. And even like the resetting and things like that, like that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, it totally reminded me of that as well.
I quite like that game, so I should give this one a go.
Yeah, highly recommend this one. This would be good. Kind of, it's good warm-up game, good with kids because it's not super complicated. I would say the game's probably missing a player aid just to remind people of how the towers work or what you're trying to score. Maybe there was one in the box and we just didn't use it, but it might have been helpful to have a player aid just as a simple reminder, especially if you are playing with kids. But yeah, this was great. Really loved it. Just agonizing round after agonizing round of trying to figure out what can I bid to take the cards I really need, but not going too hard that I end up with a bunch of junk in my negatives points pile.
I really want to stay at your house.
Well, I don't have a copy of this game. It was Rojas. It was his copy, and it was excellent.
But I'll tell you what, Kieran, her game taste is right up my alley, man.
That's probably true, actually.
Yeah. Oh, God. It would just be... Anyway. That's 2 games. I really would like to try 13 Leaves, and then I would really like to try that one as well. So, yeah, lovely. What about you, Connor? Big game. It
is a big game, but the reason I wanted to sizzle this is there's actually a story behind Bitoku and why we end up playing it. So, a little while ago, in fact, multiple years, 2 years ago, at one of the Brisbane game days, myself, Joe, and our friends Harry and Tom decided we're going to play Bitoku at the Brisbane game day. Now, the day got away from us. I can't remember what it was. Maybe Joe and myself had to go and do some, some official stuff, whatever, or we just decided that it was done, or maybe we played a big group game together. Anyway, so we played maybe a round, like a full round, not just a turn each round, and we didn't get back to it. So we packed it up, and for the next 2 years, I kept saying to Tom and Harry and Joe, but like to Tom and Harry particularly, going, we should play this. And then when I moved up to Sydney, I was like, we should play this. Last Thursday, maybe, we arranged a very late in the piece evening of games. And unfortunately, when we got there, one of Harry's family members fell a little bit ill. So we decided discretion was the better part of valor, and we left him to it to tend to his family member, which was all good. Anyway, so we kind of felt like this game was cursed and we were never going to get it played. And we were talking about this cursed game. Anyway, so just so happened, all 3 of us had a free night last night. So like, let's play this. Let's absolutely get it played. And so we're talking about all these different permutations that would go on to stop us from getting it played once we got there. So it was like, would I have too many beers? Yeah, that's right. Would I have too many beers and fall asleep by turn 2? All this type of stuff. And anyway, to cut to the chase, we finished it. It's really great. So thank you. Yeah. So if you haven't seen Bitoku, you must have seen the art of this game. It is absolutely extraordinary. It was one of De Beers' first bigger games that they produced.
Mm.
So it already made Silk, which Jules had taught me at one point.
Oh, yes.
The Cathedral had been out. And it kind of gets this bad rap of being this super complex game. You did say it was a big game, Dana, and it is big, like in table presence, but it's not many rounds. So it's 3 rounds. You have anywhere from, I would say, 5 to 7 or 8 turns in if you're playing really well, depending on what you're doing and your timing of what you do. So, and your actions are, there's multiple ways to take the same action. So it feels like there's a lot going on, but in reality, there's only maybe like 6 or 7 actions, maybe 8 actions that you need to take or that you have to take. And what you're doing is it's very point salady. So you're doing a range of actions that could be building temples and visiting those temples. It could be putting crystals onto your board. It could be going for a pilgrimage. It could be going down your Bitoku track. It could be getting stronger kami cards, which give you more powers. Because what you're doing is you're trying to effectively, efficiently play your best turns out and try and squeeze out as much out of your turn as possible. One of the cool things that you do, so it is a dice placement game, which I adore. Dice placement games, one of my favorites. So it's a card and dice placement game where you unlock the die by playing a card, but on those cards you get actions anyway. So it's not as if you're just playing a card to unlock a dice. You play a card which could have the actions that you take with the dice anyway, but it just gives you a bit more flexibility. Then you can cross the river with your dice, which then lets you take a Bitoku card, it lets you take a Kami card from that location, and then it locks it from an opponent doing the same thing. So it's got this really cool, amazing, not even cool, like amazing artwork. It's like you're playing a game by Studio Ghibli. Like it's whimsical, it's Japanese folklore. It's a really cool world to sort of exist in. And it's got this quite tight, quite snappy game as well. So why I really like it is that you're almost forced to pick between, okay, am I going to cross the river and make that beneficial to me? But if I cross the river with a high die, I then let someone else take a spot and that's beneficial to them. But if you don't cross the river, you don't get the more powerful cards, you don't get the Bitoku cards, and you then risk not having an extra action in that turn. So it's a really good sort of thought process that you need to go through. If you do cross the river, you do get access to more powerful cards, which there's a cool little bit that you can do in the game where you can dismiss the card and then you score points based on something. So it might be like the amount of sake that you have. It might be the amount of, could be the value of your dice all added up or 2 dice added up. It could be how many dragonflies that you have at one point, and so on and so forth. So yeah, there's a whole heap of stuff to do and a whole heap of ways for you to get points. There's points on your own personal board. There's points on the main board. There's end-game points when you do vision cards. So like I said, it is really point salady. We've talked about this before, hey Dana, like point salad being like a dirty term, but for me, it's good because what you need to do is work out, okay, what's going to be the most beneficial to me? And of course, you have these vision cards like the mission cards and Ticket to Ride, whereas if you don't achieve them, you get negative points. So it's really important that you do strive and try and get these vision cards, which can give you a lot of points, but can also lose some if you don't achieve them. So yeah, Bitoku, I would highly... I would very much think that it's been talked about before on the show. In fact, it could even be talked about by me. I'm not 100% sure, but I just thought like the fact that it was like 2 years in the making, this game between 3 of us, and I do apologize to our co-host Joe for him not being able to finish the game with us, but it was a great time. We all said we need to play it again because this is such a great time, and there's enough in there for you to be able to maximize your turns in your game, but without it being super brain burny Euro-y and definitely having something there left over, when and after you've played it through the first time.
Sounds wonderful. Sounds absolutely wonderful, and the artwork is really quite striking, to be honest.
Oh, it's just like, I love Japanese folklore and media set in Japanese folklore, so this is really my jam. Really, really my jam.
It's a heavy, and I like heavy as in heavy, physically heavy game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because it's full of wooden components, thick cardboard.
Yeah.
Cardboard bits and bobs. Yeah,
So
each of your player sets will have the 10 of these little pilgrims, which are they look like little jelly beans that you wake up on your board, but they're all wood. So they 10 of them are pretty heavy, and then you've got 4 players, so that's 40 of them. You've also got dice as well, which are heavy. Yeah, it is. It's not a game for the for those who can't lift.
Yeah, that's true. I've actually got arthritis in my wrist from lifting that game at More Than Meeples. I do. I have to be super careful. I need to have a brace and everything like that. Make sure I use my legs when I'm lifting that game. It's extremely heavy.
Well, how did you go with Chip Theory games?
Well,
that's a 2-person lift.
Yeah,
that's right. Sigmund says, "Don't lift it. You're going to put your back out."
Use the forklift. Use the forklift, Dana.
Oh, okay. Well, that's 2 sizzles we had this episode. So we had 5 Towers and Bitoku.
Are you looking for your next game night obsession? Head to More Than Meeples, Brisbane's go-to destination for board games, TCGs, and everything tabletop. There's even a great selection of toys, puzzles, and collectibles to satisfy the big kid in you. More Than Meeples isn't just a store, it's a community hub for gamers of all levels. With weekly events such as Magic the Gathering, Riftbound, Board Games, and Kill Team, you're bound to make a new friend or two. Their friendly, knowledgeable team are always ready to assist you in finding the perfect game or help you connect with other like-minded gamers. Shop in store at the Fortitude Valley store with free on-site parking or online with click and collect available and fast $10 flat rate shipping across Australia. So the next time you're thinking of adding to your collection or needing a night out, head to morethanmeeples.com.au or even better, join the Discord community for an active and welcoming space to connect. See you there.
And now on for some announcements. And it is very exciting because PlayCon is coming up in 2 months. 2 months' time. So between the 3rd and the 5th of July at the ICC in Sydney, tickets are on sale. If you wanted just to come on Saturday, you're too late. It's sold out. But we still have tickets available for Friday and Sunday, which are selling quite quickly. And, of course, we have 3-day passes left as well.
Get yourself a 3-day pass. Come Friday after work, come all Saturday, and come Sunday.
I actually think the 3-day passes are excellent value.
Yes.
For $145 and you get gaming from 10 a.m. till midnight, it's pretty good.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it's excellent value.
And you get, it's us. We're there.
And
right?
Connor's there. Oh, and Jules. Yeah. And Connor's there.
And Cole Worley and Andrew Bosley.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I have been communicating. I've been emailing Cole and Andrew just recently. They are so nice. They are such lovely blokes. And I tell you what, everybody is going to be so excited at what they've got planned. And, of course, I'm going to be speechless like I am with everybody. But we've also got some interesting games with content creators, and it's really ramping up. The event schedule is being planned as we speak, and it's just so exciting to think that board gaming is going to have such a big event, and it's going to celebrate board gaming. That's the main purpose of it. It's so wonderful. It's really exciting. I can't wait. And now to talk about something slightly smaller.
But still, lots of fun.
There's still lots of fun.
Still
It's
a celebration.
That's it. It's a celebration, yes. It's the Brisbane Game Day. So that's on the 6th of June at Royal on the Park, and tickets are on Eventbrite. We'll be posting the teachers maybe in the next week or two. So stay tuned for that. So last week's question of the pod was, what board game is most likely to turn violent? And I didn't put this in the question because I didn't realize it was the full question, but it says go into graphic detail. So, Connor, tell us about what happened on. Jules, tell us about what happened on Facebook. What people said on Facebook.
Well, I think we had a lot of responses, and it's probably just worth calling out that we had various people say Monopoly was the answer.
Like Monopoly. My family doesn't talk to each other because of Monopoly. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
So that one by far was the most likely game to turn violent. I don't think there were many surprises there, but some other answers we had. Kerry said she took this in a different way, and I actually really love this answer, was Galaxy Trucker. So at first you're just building a ship out of some pipes and you're planning to deliver across the galaxy. Next thing, there are pirates and asteroids tearing it apart. That is a very, very fun game, but yeah, can be really brutal when you lose half a ship from a really well-placed asteroid. We had Rick said Diplomacy. If you disagree, you probably haven't played it.
Yep.
Colin said Blockers. Have you guys played Blockers before?
Now, I haven't, but I must admit, when I look at it, I go, I really don't want to play that. It's a shame because I have heard it's a good game.
It is. It's a game I've played in my childhood. It's a very long time ago, and I can see why someone could get very angry playing that game. Being completely blocked out of where you need to place things is very funny. We had Michael that said he saw a marriage end during a game of Risk once. That's intense. Morgan said, I've seen some friends question trust in Blood on the Clock Tower. But it's always great when my mates keep throwing grenades into my room at my feet when he's saving me from alien intruders in Nemesis.
Yeah.
We had Lee that said Citadels has ended many friendships. That's, again, intense.
I think you can take away people's buildings in that game. Yeah.
And Simon said, I've seen blood drawn and walls damaged during games of Jungle Speed. I think that was one of the games we brought up on the last episode. That
it definitely was.
Turned violent.
That game is basically spoons, isn't it?
Yeah. A little bit, yes. But you're reaching for a totem at the same time, yes.
Oh, okay. Because I've played spoons, like at a family barbecue. Man, that's brutal. I am launching myself across that table to get that goddamn spoon. That. Yeah. So it's violent, man.
So on Instagram, we had Board Game Dad say Munchkin for us. I would just say the violence should be against Munchkin and throw that game in the bin. That's what I'd be doing. So then on Discord, we had Oink Beard say Secret Societies. So this is a newer game, which is kind of funny considering it only got shipped this month.
That's from Garfield.
There have been threats of bodily harm and manslaughter when you outbid someone on a country they need. Great. Chris Anthony said, of course, Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. We talked about this. We know it is.
Brutal.
It's been, and we have been involved in some form of bodily harm with that. Intensive Claire says we had to implement a no jungle speed with untrimmed nails house rule after incidents, and I'm doing my little air quotes here, with my sister. Cecilia Nova says you should hear my wife's stories about playing jungle speed with the family with the wooden totem. There has been much blood and some injury. And Brock T said, in our house, Monopoly. Dad and I have been banned because we're too ruthless, filling a street with property as others go by, only to rip it all down and fill the next section and bleed them quick. Doesn't help that I'm a property developer in the real world and get accused of insider trading. In our group, Catan, there is nothing in gaming that I have seen that makes someone boil, like putting the rubber on their Monopoly that they've built their whole strat around and watching the entire group roll the covered number. Yes. Yeah,
Very true.
Yep,
That God,
it is very true.
rubber. I hate it. Yeah, that thing. Jules, do you have a violent game? Because you love violent games.
It's the nature of the game is, but not against other people.
Oh.
I think look, I think my answer is the same as a lot of other people. Would be Monopoly. There were tears shed as a child playing that game.
What do you think people cry over in Monopoly?
Well, it's rubbish. And like
Yeah,
your
but
whole...
Okay, but when you were little, you didn't know that it was rubbish.
No,
I did.
Oh,
I did. It wasn't fun. Like the only reason I played it is because we had like Pokemon Monopoly, and it'd be like, I want to get like the Pokemon that I like. And,
yeah.
But it's actually, like, you end up on, you're behooved to the dice. So you roll a number that you can't avoid. So you roll a 10, and then you end up on your sister's or your mum's or your dad's property that's worth so much money. You go bankrupt, and it's like, well, what am I going to do now? I'm bankrupt. I have to give you my property. It just sucks. It's like life.
Oh, God, Conor. You need some therapy, man.
No. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure there's a story behind the like Monopoly and things like that, and how it was actually meant to be a game. It was meant to teach people like how bad.
Yeah.
Like cap.
The thing that angers me about Monopoly, well, okay, yes, the dice rolls, there should be some kind of mitigation, but is the trading part of, if you play with someone who is just not willing to trade, it really stops the game from being fun. It's just, you're just going around a board and you can't build anything. It's just hopeless. It's bloody hopeless. And why does it take so long?
You start with too much money. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway.
Don't really care to revisit it.
Yeah. I'm not in any rush to try and work out what's wrong with Monopoly.
Oh, okay. So our new question of the pod is, and this is Connor's question, what is your favorite board game component and why? Is this because of the stingrays or whatever in?
Oh, I thought stingrays. You're talking about the wheels.
The wheels. Yeah.
In the way that you get resources like that. I'm even thinking like one of my favorites is the entire game, and that's Era. Like the building, like physically building your city in Era. Like that's great. Like that is. That's the allure of the game is that.
Yeah.
I can't go past two in terms of a component. The marble run for Potion Explosion, like just the fact that it's got that, like that's so great, makes the game as well.
Yep.
All those types of things that are just great components. I mean, you might like, for example, your favorite component might be iron clays because you love to flick them around on your fingers and pretend that you're in Casino Royale with Bond and the Chief and go from there. But yeah, I just think, especially with board games being a tactile medium, I think there's a lot of good components out there.
I kind of want to. It feels like a cheat answer, but it's true. My favorite component would just be miniatures.
Yeah.
But which ones, Jules?
You must have favorite ones, surely.
Oh yeah, I mean the miniatures in Kingdom Death are just crazy. So that for sure. Black Rose Wars has great miniatures as well. Blood Rage,
Blood Rage is great.
Has some really fun miniatures in there. But other games and components, I love the big chunky meeple in Ra. That is just a great huge component.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic one. But yeah, miniatures for me is like when you're playing a game that really does warrant them. And there are some games out there that shove miniatures in when they don't really need to be there. But when it really elevates the whole experience, that is by far the best components.
Do you not like playing with grey miniatures, like just grey unpainted miniatures?
Yeah, I don't like it. I'll do it, obviously, but it's so much better when they're painted. So much better. But it is a lot of work.
Mm. My favourite board game component, this may not be my favourite, it's just what I thought of. The first one that came to mind, that if you get the big version, the full version of modern art, there's a hammer and gavel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just love at the end of the auction just banging that gavel. I love doing that. You don't get that in the little mini version that you can buy. You don't get that, so it's not the same. So that's probably one of my favorites. And I would definitely have said Potion Explosion was like the next thing that came to mind. Anything with marbles or something like that. The other one that came to mind was, and it's not that the game is superb or anything, but you put juicy fruits on the table with those those chunky bits of fruit. It's like being in kindy. That's what it feels like. It's like being in kindy. You just, whenever I've played it with adults, we just sit there and play with the fruit.
Yep. There's a few games that have like chunky fruit. Like Everdell has the berries.
Mm-hmm.
You can get the deluxe components for. This is a bit of a rogue one, but Tidal Blades. So you can get the like little berries that you can get as well that are like spongy or squishy. Like they're just fantastic. There's one of the best sets of coins. Sorry, Coach. One of the best sets of coins is from Merchants of the Dark Road. So their coins for that are phenomenal. Like just so good.
One other game I've got to call out for its miniatures, but also a cool component is the box, is Hot Streak.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
You just
call.
pull the board out of the box and you can wind it back in. It's so it's so unnecessary, but it's cool.
It is very cool. No, that was actually a really good call. Love that. Do you think we're all just big kids at heart?
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah. I don't know. That's what I feel like. It literally feels like I'm going back to my childhood playing with toys.
Yeah.
And it's great. So we'd love to know what board game component you love and why you like it. Oh, by the way, speaking of coins, is anyone backing Brass Pittsburgh?
I will probably get a copy when it comes to retail.
Man, those coins.
I did look at those coins. Oh, man. They're so expensive, though.
But they are beautiful.
They are.
They are probably the most beautiful coins I've seen in a long time. Conor, are you tempted?
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay. Righto, fair enough.
Ironclays, man. Ironclays do it for me.
I've got Ironclays, and that's I can live with that.
Yeah. Like I'd happily just use Ironclays for all form of money moving forward.
Okay, anyway, going back to the new question of the pod, what is your favourite board game component and why? So if you would like to support this podcast, you can go to patreon.com/boardgamebarbecue and you could sign up and donate and get access to exclusive episodes. There are plenty of other ways to support, though, without donating. The easiest way is to tell other people about the podcasts. You can also leave a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. The best way, to be honest, I think, is just to get involved in the community, answer the question of the pod, put a post on the Board Game Barbecue community about what you're playing, or ask people a question. You can also follow us on X and Instagram. So any of that would be helpful and would be much appreciated.
Ready for dice-chucking tactics and epic battles? Gunson, the battle for Toshi Rambo from Office Dog Games, is here. Command one of 7 asymmetric clans, lead your samurai recruits, and battle for control in a fast-paced mix of area control and tableau building. It's everything you love about epic strategy games, streamlined to play in just 40 minutes. Claim your path to victory in Gunsum, the battle for Toshi Rainbow.
So to finish up this podcast, we are going to be talking about... That was a quick fireball. Just did a quick one today. No reaction whatsoever.
Well, I laughed, but I was on mute, so I apologise. I did giggle.
Oh, God. Okay. Anyway, so we're talking about what we are looking forward to in the coming weeks and what has got us fired up. And Jules,
Yes.
is this competitive thing that you're doing? Is that what that is?
Well, yes and no.
Oh, go.
So I've written down Riftbound Unleashed. This is the third set for Riftbound.
That's the set, of course.
So it comes, there's a next week at the time of recording this is when we have the pre-Rift event, sort of like a pre-release if you do Magic, where it's a different format. You actually get given like a mini pre-made deck and a bunch of boosters that you can add to it to make a funky deck. And it kind of breaks the rules of normal Riftbound where you're allowed to put different colors in there normally where you couldn't. But I have not done one yet because I think I was away for when the last set released when I got married. So it was kind of
Priorities.
I guess you prioritise the wedding.
Yeah.
Good
Can't
call.
believe you did
Good
that,
call.
Jules. Absolutely rookie move.
Yeah.
I did jokingly bring up like a day on the honeymoon, can I go do an event? But no.
I'm sure that went down well, really well.
It didn't go down. And then when the first set came out, that's right. For the first set, they didn't have that. It was a format they brought out the second set. So I missed the first one. I'm excited to do a pre-Rift event next week. And then the week after, so 2 weeks from today is when the actual set comes out. And I'll be ready to build some new decks and then go to the regional qualifier event and play heaps of Riftbound, which will be fun.
How often do the Riftbound sets come out, roughly?
They're going to do 4 a year, so quarterly.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is a pretty good pace. It's enough to keep fresh content coming all the time, but it's not too much. Like Magic is doing 7, or I think last year they did 8 sets in a year. It was just eye-watering the amount of content coming out. So I think 4 a year is a nice pace.
Yeah. What about you, Connor? What are you looking forward to?
What am I looking forward to? So it will be last week, but a new Diablo 4 expansion has come out. So Diablo 4 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's great. Such a good time sink. Such a great single player game to play. So I'm really excited for that. They're redoing a whole bunch of classes, and they're releasing one new class, and then one that sort of came out if you pre-ordered. So I've left it all. I'm really excited for that. It's going to be great. But what I have been excited about doing and excited for the future is since I've moved to Sydney, our friend Megs, we have been going and trying out different food places around Sydney, which has been amazing. So Megs has had a list and we keep checking things off the list and putting things on the list. Whenever we see something, a good reel on Instagram that's about food or restaurants, we'll send it to each other and we'll just react with the scroll emoji. So it's like add it to the list. So using the scroll. Yeah. So it's been really good. So I was talking to Jules before the show. We went to a barbecue joint that's out west. That was really yum. We've been to dumplings. Where else have we been? We did Japanese barbecue, a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, it's been really fun, really grateful, and just enjoying the different things I've been able to do since I moved here with some of our good friends.
What's your favourite cuisine?
Oh God, I think my favorite cuisine is Japanese food. But
strong.
like if you were to say to me you can only eat one cuisine for the rest of your life, I'd pick Mexican.
Oh
yeah,
yes.
I could just eat Mexican food every day. Like 100%.
That was the correct answer.
Yeah. Like I would never get bored of it.
Me too.
Yep.
That's your favourite as well, Jules.
Oh, hands down, Mexican all day.
Oh, wow. Okay. Mine's Italian. Has to be Italian.
Well,
I know. Well, you can't go wrong with Italian food.
no, you're right. It's definitely up there.
It's
Definitely top 3 or 4 for me.
Yeah. Anyway, what am I looking forward to? Right. I had trouble. I was thinking I've got nothing to look forward to. I was complaining before we started recording the episode, and Conor pointed out Lego, and I have actually built some Lego recently. They've been coming out with some really cool sets, but they're sort of large Disney figures. For example, one of them is the Lion King, the lion from the Lion King. You can have the little puppy from 101 Dalmatians, and there's a golden retriever puppy. They're so cool. Anyway, but Toy Story, Lego Toy Story is coming out in May, and they're doing Slinky Dog.
Oh, nice.
The alien.
The
planet.
claw.
Yes.
The Pizza Planet. And I just saw while I was looking at the Lego, they're doing a Shrek, Donkey, and Puss in Boots.
Nice. That's cool.
Like all three of them sort of together. Which I actually love all the Disney stuff on Lego, so I'll have to sort of throw some money at the problem and get it. But yeah. So that is what I am looking forward to in the month of May. Well, that's it for another episode. Oh, Lord. It was lovely to see you, young people.
Thanks.
It was great to see you. It only took nearly 6 years, but we did a circle.
I don't get it.
I
know what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
That's not that long considering it's 360.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive actually.
When did you start? When was episode 1?
Oh, May?
Yeah, it was in May.
May 2020?
Yep, May 2020. I can't remember.
Right.
The exact date is somewhere on the calendar. It was like mid-May 2020.
Yeah.
Oh,
and we were doing 2. We were doing 2 a week as well.
Yep.
I don't know how. I'm just curious. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I know you had a lot more people. But even still doing 2 a week, that is a lot of work.
Well, it was during COVID. We were stuck at home, nothing else to do except play games and talk about them.
Yeah. We were just hanging out to talk to people. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway, those were the days.
They were.
Anyway, righto. Okay, well, thanks for the memories, young people.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Okay, see you soon. Bye.
Bye.